listening. Well, here we are, Saturday night, March 5th, 2022. It was Coach K's final game in Cameron Indoor as Duke
lost.
They
lost
to North Carolina by 13 by a final score of 94-81. A lot of memories for Coach K. 42-plus seasons with the Duke Blue Devils. Coached me for the Olympics.
That's older than me.
I know, it's older than you, Mike. I guess you're a young kid. But the shocking thing was that North Carolina did this in Cameron Indoor. That's the scary part of the whole thing. That's the scary thing. Does this hurt Duke in any way, shape, or form?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. They're in the NCAA tournament. They're definitely going to make a deep run for it if they can. I say worst case scenario, they lose the Final Four. That's my worst case scenario. I think they have a chance to win it all, though. I do. I am convinced they can win it all. Today, though, wasn't their best performance, despite them leading at the end of the half, 41-39. They were outscored in the second half, 55-40. Yikes! To a North Carolina team who, I gotta be honest with you right now. I mean, they're hot and cold at this point. They're kind of a quiet team throughout the entire season. You know, I mean, are they a team that make a deep run in the NCAA tournament?
Probably not.
I don't think they are. Best case scenario for them is
Sweet 16. Yeah, I was
it.
thinking that.
I mean, I just can't see them going any deeper than that. They'll give you the box score right now for the game today. Baggett had 23 points for North Carolina. Manick had 20 points. R.J. Davis had 21. Love had 22. L. Black had 6.
L. Black?
That's what it is. I want me to say his first name. Does that make you feel better? Leaky Black.
Leaky.
What sounds better? What sounds better? Leaky Black or L. Black?
I mean, either way sounds nice.
Exactly. Well, that's debatable. But anyway.
I'm going to put a player on a team called Leaky Black.
For the Duke box score, wow. Banchero had 23 points for Duke. Williams had 16 points for Duke. Keels had 12 points. Moore had 8 points. Just not a good enough effort for Duke here. I mean, it was basically the Pablo Banchero show. That's what this game turned out to be. Not really a way for Duke to end their season, I don't think. I think it was kind of sloppy second half for them. They got exposed, I think, defensively, especially most of the time right now in the really in the 3-point region. They allowed 9 threes for 23 attempts. Duke had 7 for 19 in the game, but it was just not a good overall. I think Banchero took too many shots in this game, and it cost them. It really did cost them in this game. Really clutch moments right now by Baggett in the end there, including a game-ending dunk that put the game out of reach. North Carolina, they deserve to win. Good enough, good for them. They are a team right now that is destined for a short run. Duke is programmed for a bigger run. Now the question is, who's next? Who's next to take over for Coach K once the season's over, once the season's done? In my opinion, it's hard to say. It really is hard to say because right now we can go either way with this. I mean, there's been rumors swimming around since November about possibly Brad Stevens probably going for that job, leaving the GM position for the Celtics and coaching for Duke Blue Devils basketball. It could happen. You know, he could be overwhelmed for Boston Sports. He could be overwhelmed for being a GM there. It could happen. It could be Greg Popovich, who just says deuces to the San Antonio Spurs and says, I'm not going to go out like this as a loser. He wants to go out as a winner. And what better way to do it than to take over for a basketball team that really could use an inspirational leader? And I think Greg Popovich is one of them. Is he too old for that role? I don't think he is. I don't think per se that right now that he's old for that role and he shouldn't take over for Duke Blue basketball. I think he'd be an excellent coach for that team. And who knows? Maybe they'll make a deep run for it. Maybe they won't. I don't know. But who do you think? Who do you think the next coach right now for the Blue Devils?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Yeah. If you had to choose right now, Brad Stevens or Greg Popovich, who would you take? And I'm not talking Greg Popovich from like the past. I'm talking like Greg Popovich now.
Current or like? I mean, he's not going back to college. He's definitely got to retire.
I mean, is he ready to retire though? That's the question. I don't think he is.
If he was to leave the Spurs, he would definitely get another head coaching gig.
Yeah.
In the NBA, he won't go back to college.
See, I don't know. I mean, you look at the professionals today; it's all.
If anything, Brad Stevens is more likely to go back to college than Popovich.
I don't know. I don't think he'd be good enough for Duke. I gotta be honest. I think he'd be like.
I mean, he was decent for where was he? BYU?
No, Butler.
Yeah.
Yeah, Butler. Well, we have Gordon Hayward around too. Remember, that was a golden boy, and now Gordon Hayward is a golden boy for the bench because that's where he belongs.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Duke Blue Devils disappointed big time. Big home loss, I think. Basically, really shitty way for Coach K to end there with a loss at home.
Still definitely one of the greatest head coaches in college history.
His legacy.
Honestly, the best coach in college history.
Oh, by far. There's not even a debate about that.
Don't
even. If there's anybody out there who's gonna subscribe and say that this is not a good head coach and he's not one of the greatest of all time, you're full of crap.
I'll get you drug tested.
But yeah. He'll get you drug tested. But make sure you like and subscribe to this video before we continue on to our next topic right now, because this is gonna be a short and sweet show. We have a really short show today. Not really much to digest in this show, really. We got some news about the Boston Celtics this week. This past week they lost Jaylen Brown with an ankle injury during the Hawk game. They played without him on Thursday. They beat the Grizzlies 120-107. Jason Tatum went off at 37 points. Had a battle with John.
Celtics have been picking up as of late.
They've been impressive. I will say that they've been an impressive team. They're the fifth seed right now in the Eastern Conference, and as of tomorrow afternoon, they will be at home to face the Brooklyn Nets with Kevin Durant back, Kyrie Irving, and maybe Ben Simmons. And my question to you, Mike, is this: can they beat the Nets with those three guys on the court?
Yes, they still can.
This weekend, without Jaylen Brown.
Hey, it'll be the first game that the Big Three will play.
So you think?
So we won't know the full chemistry of the team yet.
Right.
So
that's a bit. So
yeah.
you're going yes. Okay. I think it's a yes too. And I look at it like this: I don't think the Brooklyn Nets are primed for an NBA final win. I've heard it every single day this week.
I mean, look at their record. Disappointing.
Yeah, it's pathetic.
They're probably just as disappointed as the Lakers are.
Yeah, I think they're.
Honestly, the Lakers.
I don't think they're more disappointed than the Lakers are, because the
Lakers are the most disappointing team in the league.
They are.
You got LeBron, AD, and Russell Westbrook on the same team, and you're 7. What are they? They're 27-34, right?
27-35.
8 games under 500.
Yeah. And by the way, you're 0-4 this year against the LA Clipper team. And by the way, most of those matchups, you didn't face Paul George and you didn't face Kawhi Leonard. But back to my Celtics.
Pathetic. Yep.
Back to my second Celtics thought for a minute. I think the Celtics right now are destined for an NBA final run. I think they have a better chance right now in the
sooner or later they're going to make it to the finals.
I think this is their year. I don't think the Bucks are really overall that great. I think they're great, but they're not like they're top contender great. They're dominant. No one can stop them great. I don't feel that way about the Bucks this year. I don't. I think realistically, the Boston surpasses them in the standings, and we play them in the first round. I think it's going to be a 6 or 7 game series with us winning. We have home field advantage. We take that series. We then go to Miami. We destroy them in about 5 or 6 games. We move on to the next opponent. That being, I think in that case, that would be not Chicago. No. It would be Chicago, yeah. But Chicago would be the number 2 seed. Or whoever's the number 2 seed right now. Gary knows what the hell it is. It's going to change every week.
The number 2 seed right now?
Yeah.
It's the Sixers.
Oh. And even
the Bulls are number 4.
Bucks are 3.
All right. So
Celtics are 5.
Then they'd be playing Philadelphia. Then they would beat Philadelphia easily. I think they'd beat Philadelphia in 7 games. I think Boston could go on the road and do it. I think they've been the Road Warriors. They've been a really awesome team to watch during the second half of this run so far. They've been impressive. And to what they did in Memphis, and this is a fully healthy team. Nobody was resting. There was no injuries, no excuse here. Memphis just didn't show up and play. I think they took the Celtics lightly in this game, and they paid for it. That's how I looked at it. They thought, they're going to be a little struggling without Jaylen Brown in the court. But I mean, I'm looking at this game here.
Back to team improvements, I did say the Lakers are definitely the most disappointing team. The most surprising team, honestly, is the Grizzlies.
Speaking of the Lakers right now, they're actually beating the Warriors now, 11-6 right now. This is just going to scoring update right now.
Game just started.
Yeah, the game just started. Yeah, obviously, but who cares? The Warriors are going to still beat them. I hope
they're going to kill them.
Yeah, they are.
It's done.
And right now, the 76ers are losing to the Miami Heat right now, 34-18. They're about halfway in the second quarter. But back to my Thursday night recap here. From the Grizzlies and Celtics. I know I'm recapping a game from Thursday, but get used to it, folks.
Listen.
But yeah, this was a Jason Tatum show. He stepped up big time in a situation where it's not about him, it's about leading your team. And I think he's in the process of becoming a leader on this team. He's getting better and better every week. The team responded well with this. Al Horford responded well. He had 15 rebounds. He stepped up. Robert Williams stepped up. Marcus Smart stepped up. Even Grant Williams, who's nothing more than a corporate stooge on that bench, has stepped up. He's earned my respect. That's all I gotta say. He dressed himself well in the media. He's good. He's good in my book. Derek White, 26 minutes. Sorry, 12 points. He was 2 for 4 for 3 in the game. Not pretty great night. Not for him, for a guy who didn't do much. He was just there in the right moment. This Celtics team is good as far as I'm concerned. They did good enough here in the trade deadline. They got rid of Bobo. They got rid of PJ Dozier. They got rid of wasted potential. And they brought back guys that they should never even gotten rid of in the first place. They brought back Daniel Tyus, a guy they should never got rid of in the first place. I mean, let's be honest here for a minute. Since they brought him back, they've been great with him. I mean, this is a really great, deep Celtic team. I think they got a chance to win it all this year. I think they do. I think they will. I've given a lot of crap about them being possibly an 8 seed, maybe even being eliminated from the playoffs. Now, I'm doing a complete 180 here. I'm all in on the Boston Celtics.
All in.
I'm all in.
All in.
Just like the Rams were all in for the Super Bowl and how they got their Super Bowl win. I'm all in on the Celtics going to the NBA Finals. There's my hot take. All right, so that was your Celtics minute. Moving on to the Patriots rumors about Robby Anderson possibly being targeted by the Patriots.
I just don't see it happening.
I do. And here's the reason why. You're not going to keep Jacoby Myers around. He's not.
They're already in contract extension talks with him, so it's most likely that he will stay.
He's not ready for the big time. He's not. I think realistically at this point, there's no sense of keeping him. He's not ready for the big time moments. He holds everybody back. Kendrick Bourne's basically been the man of that team. You're not going to deny. You're not going to disagree with that.
And he's average, though.
And he's average.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. For an average guy to be the man of the team, that's a lot of pressure. And for that kid to handle it a lot better than Myers did, in my opinion, it's just the reason why I don't think the Patriots keep him.
Yeah, heck, let's not talk about N'Keal Harry because
N'Keal Harry's garbage. He needs to go.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Sayonara. There's no sense. There's no sense. There's no sense for N'Keal Harry to even be uttered in this.
And honestly, they might take a receiver in the draft. I see them taking a receiver.
I can see the Patriots. This is what I see the Patriots doing. He gets released from Dallas. He gets signed in New England. Robby Anderson gets part in a trade on whatever contract extension he has with Carolina or whatever's left of it.
And you also got to look at the cap room. I'm pretty sure Amari.
They get rid of Devin.
How much would they pay Amari?
Hightower. They're gonna probably.
How much would they pay Amari Cooper?
Huh?
How much would they pay Amari Cooper?
His money, and they cut Robby Anderson's contract in half.
But how much is that money? Like 15 million, 20 million?
I'd say about 13, 14 million. I think.
So check him. What was Amari Cooper's stats last year?
I think his asking price is 15, 20. I will say that though. But if you bring in Amari Cooper and you
same thing with J.C. Jackson's
and
also.
And here's the thing: you keep Aguilar around. You get Bourne, Cooper, Anderson together with Aguilar, with Mac Jones, and you get that rookie wide receiver to come in there, and you get rid of dead cap defensive players.
Man, if that happens, Mac Jones will win the MVP next year.
I don't think he'll be the MVP. But
he's winning the MVP.
I think he'll get at least 30, 32 touchdowns out of it, and maybe 7 interceptions.
40.
So he's going to have 32 touchdowns and 40 interceptions?
No, 40 touchdowns.
I thinking myself because I said 7 interceptions, and you said no, he'll have 40. So
no, I was talking about touchdowns.
Okay. But anyway, but yeah, I think and you got to take into account right now for the wasted potential that's on this defense. Dante Hightower, who doesn't want to play football anymore, he just got
that's his prime, honestly.
J.C. Jackson, they're not planning to franchise tag him, so he'll be a free agent.
Which they should.
Well, they're not going to. He's going to be he's already now a free agent.
Yeah.
You got Devin McCourty, who I don't think they're planning on re-signing. I think you get rid of that. You cut down Van Noy's contract. You get rid of a guy like Carl Davis, who's like a freaking big giant beluga whale who just stands out there, does nothing. I mean, if you get rid of dead, massive contracts, and it's most of that Patriot defense, no problem. And J.C. Jackson, in my opinion, I think he's good. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a great defensive back. He had a great year last season. But when it comes to big one-on-one matchups in big-time games, he's left in the sand. He's got his head down in the sand. That's it. He doesn't show up. Look at the playoffs this past season. That Patriots defense got torched. 7 touchdowns on 7 possessions. That's pathetic. That's it. I mean, there's no other way of looking at it. There is no other way of looking at it. It was not a good season for that team overall. Their defense needs a complete overhaul. Their offense needs more weapons. I'm sorry. Mac Jones is not going to be able to cut it with Kendrick Bourne doing everything, Jacoby Myers doing a little bit of something.
And also, I'm going to
being a highlight reel for the feel bad story about a guy who's only got 1 career touchdown. And then you got Juano Smith, who I think they should just cut now. Another fucking
definitely cut him.
Another wasted contract right there.
Or train him for something.
Exactly.
Round pick.
There's no sense of keeping him. He was not a good fit for this Patriot team, which is very disappointing because he was actually really good in Tennessee. And for him to be that bad in New England, it's just disappointing. It really is. I got a Bruins thought today. Right now, they've been good on the road so far. Currently, right now, I believe they are losing 2-1 to the Columbus Blue Jackets. They had a pretty good road trip. I think they were 4-1 on this road trip they were on the West Coast so far. They played Vegas. I think they played Vegas last night or Thursday night, I think. They were pretty good. They have a pretty good run in them so far. My opinion, or actually, it was 5-2 they won. So they beat the Vegas Golden Knights. They made a statement, okay? They're making statements. They're making strides right now. They're making a deep playoff run. Do I think they're Stanley Cup final material? I don't think they are. I think I don't even say this. The furthest they get to, I think, in my opinion, is above the second round and maybe into the Eastern Conference Finals, possibly. Okay, I'm not saying they're bound to get in. Okay, I'm not one of these, these black and yellow Hardys out there who get their panties in a bunch right now, and say, "Oh my God, he's gonna get in the finals. That means he's gonna get a Stanley Cup." No, it doesn't mean that. But in reality, this game last night, and you can make the argument here. With the Bruins last night, Thursday night, Pasternak got 2 goals the other night. Smith had 3 goals the other night. Jake DeBrusk, who wants out of Boston, he's not happy. There's a lot of drama there. The whole Tuukka Rask fallout, how he retired too soon. How people don't have faith in Swayman. This is Swayman's chance to prove everybody wrong. It really is. Can he do it? Who knows? We'll see. We'll see down the line where this Boston Bruins team goes from here. But right now, they're currently losing right now to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Actually, they're not tied now. Never mind. I'm sorry. I was wrong. But yeah, they are now. It's now 2-2. Hula had the goal here to start the second period. DeBrusk had another goal tonight. The assist from Marchand and McAvoy. The time is now for Boston at this point, with possibly Marchand walking away and possibly Bergeron walking away out of this season. I mean, this is it. This is the go away party. This is like when Ray Lewis went away with the Ravens back in 2012-13 year when he said this was his last ride and he went down to win the Super Bowl. It's gonna happen. This is it for the Boston Bruins. These guys are gonna go. Okay, don't think for 1 second they'll be back in 2022, 2023. It's just not gonna happen. Anyway, one less subject, and then we're actually pretty much done here.
Yep.
Ronda Rousey had her match on SmackDown the other night.
I believe that was her first match.
Her first match on Fox.
Her
first match on SmackDown.
Yep.
And she was able to defeat Sonya Deville. It was that simple. Made her tap out. Did her usual offense. She looked pretty good doing it. She assaulted Charlotte Flair out of her matchup. She made Charlotte Flair tap out. She looked good.
Yes.
She looked like a main event caliber superstar. But is she going to main event WrestleMania at night 1?
I don't think so.
Right now, the answer to that one is no.
No.
It's not going to happen. It belongs to Bianca Belair. It belongs to Becky Lynch. They got a better storyline going on right now. Charlotte Flair, in my opinion, she's got too many main events. Keep her out of the main event. If you want my honest opinion, you know what I think's going to end up happening? I guarantee you.
Keep her out of the title picture for a while.
She's going to open the show. That match is going to open the show. I guarantee that one right now. I already got like match 1 opening predictions right now. That match will open at night 1. Austin Theory, Pat McAfee opens up night 2. There's your pipe bomb.
Also, I feel like low key the Austin Theory versus Pat McAfee might steal the show.
Yeah, it might.
Because I've seen Pat McAfee's match. I've seen Pat McAfee's matches in NXT against Adam Cole.
Yeah,
he can go in the ring.
He really can go in the ring. He's a really tough dude.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta be honest, the interview they had with Vince McMahon and Pat Mac on a show the other day, very interesting. Getting to find out that Vince McMahon would be the one who would induct the Undertaker into the Hall of Fame, kind of rare.
Honestly, who else would? You know how close a relationship the Undertaker?
I would say Glenn Jacobs, probably his wife, maybe.
No, honestly, Undertaker, Vince McMahon is the only person who should introduce Undertaker. They've had a close relationship ever since
even Paul Heyman. I mean, I could have had Paul Heyman do it because he was the one management for WCW a long time ago.
Yeah, but we're talking long term and
that's
every superstar that's come to WWE,
even
Undertaker.
I would even say even Brock Lesnar. Think about Brock Lesnar and their relationship. They're actually best friends outside the ring.
That'd be a weird introduction, like
I don't think that was
Mark Calloway, the Undertaker.
I would have enjoyed it. Brock Lesnar introducing him. Actually, that would have been awesome. Well, back to
Ronda Rousey. I want to see Brock Lesnar introduce someone to
her Royal Rumble appearance. She looked decent for what she did.
But that whole was trash.
The Elimination Chamber thing, I thought was a complete stupid stipulation with her getting the one arm tied behind her back. It looked sloppy. It looked terrible.
Wait, what was this?
At the Elimination Chamber show when she was tagging with Naomi, she had one arm tied behind her back.
Oh, right. I completely forgot about that.
Jiu-jitsu uniform. I mean, she looked fine wrestling with one arm tied behind her back. But I just thought it was kind of pointless. I think it was kind of stupid. But anyway, so that's that. But on this show here against Sonya Deville, she kind of owned her. She kind of owned Sonya Deville. I mean, it was pretty obvious from the get-go that Ronda was going to win this match. I mean, you could tell that whole match was in her favor right there from the word go. And I got to be honest. I think now at this point anyway. I don't know what just happened there. That Ronda Rousey will get her inner spirit back in her and put on a great match at WrestleMania. I hope she does. At the same time, though, I am kind of nervous. She hasn't wrestled in a long time in a big time match like this.
The last time she wrestled, she did not leave on the best of terms.
No. And I gotta be honest, if she loses again here, I mean, if she does, and I don't think she will lose, I think she will win at WrestleMania. I think if she loses here, it's not gonna end well. It's not gonna end well for her. She'll go back to hiding again, and we're not gonna see her until 2024. But she needs to have a big time match at WrestleMania. She needs to steal the show on night 1 with Charlotte, or that's it. It's not going to look it's not going to look good for Charlotte. It's not going to look good for Ronda. So you want to be on the big top brand. You want to be on SmackDown. You want to make yourself into a big name. You want to get yourself the big main event star. You want to get a big main event one-on-one match that you want in WWE. Here it is. Take it. Otherwise, somebody else will. But she'll open the show. So maybe she'll be stealing the show there. Who knows? Anyway, so that's that. That's the end of our show. Quick one, I know. We got through what we needed to get through here, though. 24 minutes into it. Subscribe, like the video. I'm sorry we didn't go long enough, but we've had a long week. I'm tired. He's tired. We're still gonna go play pool. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. You know the rest. I'm signing out. I'm Joseph Alvo.
Yep, you know me.
It's Michael Smith. Goodbye.